All right, everybody, and welcome back here on my channel. I'm your host, Jan Collects, and today we are going to talk about the VVVerse. And for that topic, I have this special guest, master builder, Roni.
Oh, what an introduction. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's my pleasure to be here for sure. Thank you for having me. I'm
No
grateful.
worries, man. No worries. I mean, the people probably saw a lot of your spaces. I mean, they look absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
But for those who haven't, just let us talk about like the three biggest ones you've built so far. That would be great.
Yeah, for sure. I
So,
have four already, so I think all four of them they are
okay,
pretty big.
then let us talk about all four of them. Where do you want to start?
Well, we can start from the beginning with the first villa. I don't know if you remember that. That was the
Yeah,
first. I know people like a lot of firsts, both in the VVverse and in the
yeah,
app. Has the first collectible. All the stuff. I don't really care that much about that. I don't even get my collectibles. Like I don't necessarily buy what I like if it's the first. You know what I mean? I know.
yeah.
I understand its importance. So, for example, when I was the first master builder to build a space for someone else getting paid.
Mhm.
Of course, that was amazing, but I don't really put that much emphasis on that. So the first one was the villa, which apparently was the first ever paid space.
And
So
what
yeah,
was your walk me through like the process of building that villa? Because I do you use like reference shots or is it together with the owner of the space? Who's the owner, by the way?
Seb. I actually had his name is Seb. Sometimes he's active in the community. I've noticed that he posts a lot of crypto stuff, but he's pretty active. He's an OG. Seb, his name is Seb, and then he has a Bitcoin emoji and a Thunder emoji.
Yeah,
A lot of people know him in the community.
yeah.
I think it started. He was asked looking for someone to. He just posted one time. He was like, "Whoever who's interested to build something for me, leave a comment." And I left a comment, and that was it. That's how everything started. So I actually met with him yesterday, and because obviously if it wasn't for him, if you think about it, then probably, even though I probably still get some more jobs, you know what I mean. But when someone trusts you like that to build something for him, of course that's where everything started for me. So
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to personally thank him. He was such an amazing guy. Also, I met with him for the first time yesterday because he moved from UK to France. So that
Mhm.
was an opportunity for me to hang around with him and know him better.
Yeah. And how was like the process between you both of you? Like, did he had a vision how it should look like, or was it like you made some or you had some ideas how it could look like? Walk me through that.
Yeah, both a mixture of that, a mixture of that. So basically, he said he wants a villa. Funny enough, so he said, okay, obviously, when someone says that they want something specific, of course, we need to talk about the details. Or sometimes, obviously, a lot of times, references pictures.
Yeah.
There's small exceptions like the pyramids because the pyramid build that's different because there's not much reference. It doesn't exist in real life, so there's no reference.
Yeah.
That was another reason that that specific build was so challenging because you build something that doesn't exist if you think about it. Like if you build a villa, you can close your eyes and you can imagine a villa. Everyone can do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is like sometimes most of the time they're like that's why it's easier to build also because most of
Mhm.
the times if it's a simple villa, you just basically blocks on top of each other, and that's quicker and easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a mixture. Bit like I showed them a few pictures. Like we look something particular at that, more futuristic, details like that. Of course, you want to do it as perfect as he wants, how he envisions, like colors, textures, things like that. And of course, in the end, he was very happy. Same as all my clients, they were so happy. That was another reason I like to do this because like when I finished the project, they DM me some specifically my second project, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's amazing! I share with my entire family." You know what I mean? And that feeling, seeing like, "Whoa, this is actually crazy." You know what I mean? You build something for them, and they like literally make their day, their week, like
Yeah.
being so happy. When I never thought it's gonna be like this. I understand that I'm good at it, but You know, like, well, I'm a bit surprised, and I'm super grateful to make other people happy with my builds, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the feedback on social media is also amazing, in my opinion. I mean, but as you said, those spaces look really, really good. And what I specifically like about your stuff, it's so detailed. I mean, there's so many small details that make that space even more unique. But you talked about the second one you've built. Was that the one with the pyramids? The one with the pyramids
Yeah,
is the Valley of Kings, or am
yeah,
I?
that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Actually, I'm still building on that. So that's I established with the client. With his name is King Mabs on Twitter. It was like, okay, let's do a year-long project. So we're still slowly building. You know what I mean? He has like one of the biggest collections in the in VV, like insane stuff. So he wants me to build more stuff. And when we're building another, we just duplicate the space and build more stuff there. It's a bit complicated, but yeah, I have a long project with him.
Yeah.
So we're still building on that. Even though that was the second one, I'm still building on it.
But I mean, it's this space is huge, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to make them like make sense. Like I don't want to make it too big, and then you just walk with your character. Of course, you can still fly, but I want to make it more realistic. Like if you want to walk with a bit with your character to get another pyramid, and I want everything to make sense. But yeah, most of the spaces are big like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I prefer building worlds, like the entire world, because that I will count that as a world instead of as like just one build, like one villa or whatever. You know what I mean? That's a bit more challenging.
And what was like the thought process behind that space? Was it like the creativity? Was it on your end, on his end, or again a mixture of both?
Again, a mixture, yeah. Of course, I think my third project, and the first project, it was mostly me, you know what I mean? Like, but specifically the pyramid, since you asked me, that was he wanted, like, we have weekly calls, yeah, weekly calls, and we go into space, and it's like, okay, I want this, let's move this here, I want this bigger, I want this comic bigger, that's it, you know what I mean? We
Yeah,
just
yeah.
have,
Back
weekly
and
calls,
forth.
and yeah, it's more specific compared to other
Yeah, yeah.
clients.
And the third and fourth, which spaces are that?
The third was
The dealership,
his
or
name
was it the last one?
was the another villa. His name is Charles Bronner. He's not that active in the community, but yeah, he was one of the people I was talking earlier that he was like incredibly happy, like felt like a kid, like he's like, this is incredible, and he was sharing the videos with everyone. That's another thing I'm doing for my clients. At the end of the project, I'm trying to edit like a nice presentation video. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that takes it to another level. Like if you do like a nice movie, good editing, that looks way more better than
I mean, we see in like physical real estate. I mean, people do like these amazing video tours through the buildings, and I mean, in the digital space, it's even easier, I would say, to do like this B-roll kind of stuff if you kind of know how to do it and have the equipment for it. Because I have to say, in my case, when I try to film something, like my laptop is not good enough, and it's like, you know what I
that
mean?
I had a similar problem, like when I tried to do the pyramids, because he wanted specifically to put a lot of collectibles, and I told him I started putting like a lot of sticker rare Spider-Man, which are animated, and of course all the animated, like I always tell them, like if you want me to edit a video and you want to put as many collectibles in so I can showcase them, preferably no obviously all animations, it's pretty obvious because an animation takes more, like there's more megabytes in a
Yeah.
collectible, right? So that's one of the rules. Like there's not many animation. He put like a lot of ultra rare, the animated, a lot of secret animated, and I was like, we need to slow down. Let's delete a few of them, and then I started again. Was still lagging. I mean, still impressed because I bought this MacBook like 5-6 months ago, and I make the best decision because I had
I've seen a tweet of yours where you said like, okay, I'm quite surprised how well this works for the VVVerse.
yeah, because I had like HP laptop last year when I built my Asgard. I don't know if you saw my Asgard. That was one of
Yeah.
the biggest space. Is still like huge. And I was literally, I don't know, a lot of people don't know that, but I was building Asgard, which was again huge space, 3,000 plus shapes. And
Okay.
my laptop was crashing literally every 20 minutes, and I was so motivated to finish the space. I was restarting my laptop every 10 minutes, do a 10 minutes of work. Then my laptop was crashing again. It
God.
was at the end, I was like, I still kind of finish it. I could still build on it, but yeah, still, that's one of my most impressed because it took me like 5, 6 months to finish that one.
Yeah.
One of the reason it took me so long because obviously my
Yeah.
laptop
Yeah.
was keep crashing on me. It was so funny, but now I'm good. I'm pretty good with this MacBook.
But I see that like the processing power that will be needed to like put a lot of collectibles in a bigger space. I mean, that's problematic in my opinion because even in
Yeah.
like in a few like smaller ones, if you have too many collectibles in there, it's totally laggy. So
That
I think they have to work on that.
that's a challenge with me. So now I have another client
Hmm.
that he tried to build. Another person tried to build for him a huge space, and he said, "Oh my, the guy that I tried to build for him, he said I couldn't build anymore, so the space he didn't finish it. So now he came out with an idea, which is one of the best ideas, especially for people like him that has a big collection. Now, of course, you just don't want like people like a lot of people that contact me. Of course, they want to showcase their big collections, which is tricky. So we need when there's people like that, you have one option: either make one big one, but we need to be very because now I have experience, so I know roughly how big I need to build a space and then have a balance with the collectibles. So
Yeah.
we can actually check how many what's the space of the collectibles. I was like, okay, let's prioritize these collectibles. What do you want to do comics, you want to prioritize whatever, you know what I mean? So we obviously you can put thousands of we need to be so we have a balance, you know what I mean? I make a space like 2,000 shapes, which is pretty big already, and then we have a balance in with collectibles. And then the second option is what this client that I need to start building for him came up with is to make 2 or 3 different spaces. So let's say he wants like a special collection of whatever, let's say golden moments or something like that, for a space, and then we build another one for other collectibles, and then we build another, which obviously is going to be small to average size space, and then it's going to give you a better, more space to add more collectibles, basically. That's
Yeah.
the only 2 options that you can do in the VeVeVerse. Obviously, if you do like Josh, when you have just a comic book store, that's a different stuff because comic books you can add way more than collectible. Comic books has an average of what is it, 2, 3 megabytes per comic book, when collectibles could have an average of 20, 30 megabytes per
Mhm.
collectible.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. 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 Totally get it. Okay. Then let's move on to the last space, the dealership. I
Yeah,
mean that one was impressive. I mean all of them were, but I have to say that one was really cool.
thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
so happy with that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You can be. You definitely can be. But it's like I mean there's a racetrack around it, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
It's like is the racetrack like a future anticipation of drivable cars so you
For
can
sure.
so the guy or girl, probably it's a guy, right, who owns
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one,
the
yeah,
guy. Yeah.
who like wants to rent all his cars and then people can drive around.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good idea for sure. Yeah, that specifically, I made it future proof. I made
Yeah.
it obviously. I know I've heard rumor a while ago. I mean, it's not rumor. I think it's official that they said they want to make it the cars drivable in the VVVerse, right? So you can only assume you can drive them. So I didn't fully finish the racetrack. I just because again, size. He wanted a lot. He was like already made it like huge racetrack. I finished just the layout, but I could still build so much more, and I reached the limit already. Or he put
Yeah.
a lot of Lamborghinis, and he obviously it's either me finishing the track, but then he won't be able to put Lamborghinis and enjoy
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
which obviously won't be the case. So
Yeah.
but I still finished. I finished the dealership. which is amazing. But yeah, overall, it was an amazing space for sure.
On that point, I could imagine that you are maybe in contact with some of the VV devs also who are working on the VVVerse, because I mean, you would be like, you and Josh would be like the two people I would go to when I would work on the VVVerse to get feedback on what's working, what's not, where to improve. He said, is there something like that?
Not at the moment, however, I think both Dan and David told me that they're working on something like that for the future. I'm still waiting for that, you know. I'm expecting something there. I know Dan and David wanted to do something with me with the VeVeVerse. David said that he wants me and Josh to build something for him. But he said, if I choose you guys, obviously I want the best VeVeVerse world in there. Of course, is for David use.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
we need to go all in. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's even better than the first one, the first
Yeah.
paid space, I would say. I mean, and also you both, if that comes to fruition, I mean, you both could like literally show like the whole community what kind of
Yeah.
builders you guys are. So that would be amazing. You already told me that, like, for the first space, someone just posted, "Hey, can someone build something for me?" And you replied, "You got
Yeah.
the job." But that means you were like one of the beta testers of the
Yeah.
VVVerse. Yeah. And why? Why were you one of the beta tester? Is there like, are you a really creative person? Do you do like in your
This
normal life, do you do something with that?
no reason that I got invited to beta testing is because Discord, basically. Long story short, there's a lot of benefits if you are in Discord.
Yeah, okay. Okay, but on that point, I mean, obviously you are a really creative person. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to build such cool spaces. But was that always like that? You had experience before? Because I know Josh, for example, he was a map builder in Halo, for example. Was there anything like that on your end?
No, no, just the Beavers was the first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's even more crazy when you build spaces like that.
It's not
Honestly.
easy. It's not easy for sure. You can tell Josh really had experience because, like, literally after a few weeks when he got in, he was like building crazy stuff. He was getting better in 2 3 weeks, better than other people that they were better tester for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
It's very impressive.
How much time do you spend in the VVverse, like roughly?
Depends. If I'm busy with the projects, obviously when I'm building, probably like 5 6 hours per day, 4 hours. Depends. I'm lucky that I have a job that allows me to use my MacBook while I'm working. So basically, I'm working while I'm working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, when I'm home, I don't have kids, I don't have a family, so I'm pretty free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Totally
have
get it.
time. Takes a lot of time for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you've been in one of my spaces, like the little gallery I've built. And thanks again for the footage. I mean, there will be a video coming up in the next couple of weeks or months. But when I first started building in the VVverse, it was like I had no clue what to do. Honestly, it was like it took really long for me to get a sense, and then there was like a really steep learning curve for me. I guess it was the same on your end, right?
I was lucky that again Discord. I was in Discord and we got in contact with all the beta testers like Mr. Falcon and Tails. So people like that. I remember Tails when we first get him started because we had a second wave of the beta testers. And I remember like 20 30 people being in the Discord and just watching Tails build, and of course he was giving us tips and stuff like that. So that's how everything started for me. And of course, you need to just experiment. So in my opinion, the key to become a good VeVeVerse builder is just to try and build challenging builds. I mean, not basic stuff. That's how you get good. And of course, you need to get a good understanding of the textures, the size. A lot of people that you don't use lights. Lights are very important. You need to use the humanoids for the size. So there's like at least 3 4 main rules that you need to apply to have a good VeVeVerse build.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And so with yourself and Josh, we already see people who earn an income with building and getting how do you say it? Getting jobs from other users of the VVVerse. Do you think there will be the possibility over the long term that people or that there will be a creator economy inside of the VVVerse?
Well, David, you himself keep even I think in the last interview with I've forgotten he was specifically talk about creator economy. So for him, obviously it's important. He wants to grow this. That's one of the another reason I try to like I might get super busy. So I don't know if you saw I posted in the next saying that whoever wants to help me. So me personally, I want to help because it's just me and Josh now, which I find a bit weird because there's so many. Even you are good, you know, a lot of
Thanks.
amazing. I'm not saying we are the best. There's so many amazing creators. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So if they wanna obviously need time. So I don't know. Some people charge more. I charge less. You know, that's another story. But I'm saying that I'm trying to get more people involved in this creator business, not just me and Josh.
Yeah.
That's the reason I posted on X and I said, hey, if anyone in the future is interested in helping me, of course I'm gonna give them a share just for the basic stuff so I can finish quicker, like just you know, align stuff, you know. Obviously I'm just gonna build the more complicated stuff. I don't want
Placing
because
just like placing trees or plants or
because
whatever. The
that takes
stuff
the
that
most
takes
amount of time.
yeah.
That takes you figuring out because you're duplicating stuff. Let's say if you build something simple and you just you know what you already have the vision, you know how to build it. That it's just simple. That takes it doesn't take a lot of time. But when you build stuff and then you need to actually think to figure out how to make it, that takes actually more
Yeah.
time than just duplicating around. So obviously that would take more time. It's just duplicating stuff. You think of it if you are quick and you have certain um techniques. I wouldn't say necessarily techniques. Like I personally got very quick with it because I understood how it works with angles, and I even teach a lot of people on Discord how to be quicker and more efficient building an angle because angles are the most difficult and curves. Obviously, as I said, stacking blocks in top of each other and building villas that's pretty relatively easy and quick. That's the thing. You can it just takes time.
I mean, the duplicate more than one shape at a time, that would be like a huge feature in my opinion. For
Yeah.
example, if you want to build like two like bigger stairs, one on the left, one on the right, and both are identical, but both consist out of like 10 simple shapes, and then you have to, I mean, that would you've talked about pricing, and I want to talk about that with you. How do you structure your pricing? Is it per hour or is it per space? And how much do you charge normally?
Yeah, that's a bit of a tricky one how I charge because obviously one of the main questions I ask when we start a project I was like how fast do you want it? Do you want it as soon as possible, or you're gonna give me time and just let me build when I have time, which is still takes an average of like a big space, like all of the spaces I build takes an average around 4, 5, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, like all the big spaces, 2000, 2500 shapes.
Yeah.
But
And when you
again,
do like 4 to 6 hours a day, roughly?
yeah, something like that. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily want to make a lot of money because obviously I'm still at the beginning. I can still get better. Most likely, I'm gonna definitely increase my price. But now, we're actually talking with people like Sanjay, and I told him how much I'm charging. He's like, "You're crazy. You can't charge that." But again, I don't want to get rich from it. You know? I mean, I'm just charging, let's say, because I had a part-time job and I don't need to do that job because I can work whenever I want. So instead I'm doing VeVeVerse. So I'm just calculating my mind, how long it's gonna take me this. Okay, 4 weeks, 4 hours per day. You know what I mean? Something like that. I can give you a specific price, but let's say I can give you an example. The cheapest project I had was around of a Todd price. You know what I mean? Which is
Okay.
around, you know what I mean? That I can go like depends on it obviously depends on the project.
And the
Depends how
most expensive one?
it's nothing crazy, nothing crazy.
Okay.
Don't know.
But do you get paid in OMI, dollars, euros?
The first one it was in OMI, and the rest of those were in USDC.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, really nice, really nice.
And also, so me personally, I think it's the best for both of us. I do 30% at the beginning, another 30% when I'm halfway down, and the rest at the end. So I think is that the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds reasonable. And could you like imagine doing that as like, because when I think when the metaverse hype comes back and VV gets a lot of traction, I guess you and I believe that VV has the potential to get a lot of traction, and the VVVerse would have had a lot of chance to get a lot of traction then. Um, could you imagine doing this like full time and making a good amount of living out of that? Because I guess if we take a look at like the bull run of 2021, when like the land sales in, was it Axie Infinity, or in the land sales in the other metaverses that were there, they were so that were so huge amounts of money, in my opinion. And I mean that would mean that a space builder like you, who has like a track record, people know you already because you've done a lot of builds already. What is your opinion on that? Would you do that full time?
Yeah, absolutely, because I enjoy it. But if I think about it, when I was a beta tester, when I started building the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I remember I was being in Malsgard. I never thought about like the day will, because it was surreal, and I was like, I'm really getting paid doing what I like. Just I don't even care that much, which is weird again because you build stuff and you don't know them. Even though I'm grateful that all the clients still let me go inside and kind of feels like it's mine, but not really because I'm still there. You know what I mean? I make videos and stuff. So I'm grateful for that. But when I was at the beginning, or as I said, I never thought I'm gonna just be getting paid, which is crazy, you know what I mean? So of course, like doing what I love and doing a full-time job, I mean, of course that's what I'm trying to improve. I know I'm good, but you can always this the VVerse is so elaborate, you know what I mean? Now I found a good way, I believe, to get way better, you know what I mean? So yeah, for sure in the future, especially if we all know that Beavers has huge potential. Now it's all right, but I think in the future, like imagine if they collaborate with huge games, or there's huge potential in the Beavers.
Yeah,
So for sure.
yeah, definitely. And I think if the VVverse gets traction, I mean, the competition in terms of building gets way bigger and better, I would say. Just imagine like a few of those Minecraft or Roblox kids who
Yeah,
already built like all these crazy worlds in these other games. I
yeah,
mean, that's probably like really easy for them to figure out building in the VVverse, in my
yeah,
opinion.
for sure.
What is like your hope of the VVverse? What would you like to see it evolve into?
Probably more gaming stuff because I feel like gaming is the number one reason for the future to be bright in the Weverse. You know what I mean? Like a collaboration with a game or something like that. Yeah, that would be probably the number one reason. Gaming related.
Yeah. Or some mini games. I mean, you've already built a couple of mini games, but I guess there are a lot of like missing parts for you and me and all the other people as builders to like build really really good games inside. You know what I mean?
The gravity is probably number one thing. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the how it's based my game. I don't know if you saw my game. It's called the Sigil Trials. We played the last time on Discord. It was pretty successful. We have like not too many people, 7, 8 people. It was so good. Like I don't know. You saw my game? I don't know if you saw it.
I've seen it's the one with the glass mirror glass kind of thing.
Yeah. So basically, how it works, I came up with an idea to have a respawn system. So if you take the wrong door, there's clues around the game, and then if you read the clues and if you're really careful and if you read all the stuff, you can actually get the right path and you win the game. But if you take the wrong path, I came up with a respawn system, so you basically die. You take the wrong door, you fall down,
Yeah.
and it's not really a respawn system, but basically you just die. So you have to respawn. You go under the map, and then you just make like an invisible door, and you just respawn. So if you literally die and then you have to respawn, which
Yeah.
is
Okay.
pretty cool if you think about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of elaborated paths under the map which you can see, so you don't know which door it is. So it's pretty
Hmm.
elaborate. I'm pretty happy with that game,
Okay.
and I can always modify it. So if you play now and then you know, okay, I need to take this door and then that door, it takes me like maybe 20 minutes to have a different outcome of the game.
Okay, got it.
Because I just changed. I don't know. There's signs. There's triangle, stars, and
Hmm.
there's a sequence. That's how the game works. There's a sequence. If you look at all the clues when you walk to the path, then you remember the sequence, and then you know what door to take. So I can just change the doors and the sequence, and that's it. It's pretty
Yeah.
easy. It's
Okay.
pretty ingenious game. I'm pretty happy
Yeah.
with it for
Yeah.
sure.
So eight people were there, like when
Yeah,
you, yeah.
7, 8. Yeah.
That would lead me to the next question. What do you think about if and when the mobile version of the VVVerse comes out? Because in my opinion, I mean, I'm really addicted to the VVVerse. Not on your level, but I really enjoy building in there. But to be honest, I don't check out a lot of other spaces. And I don't really know why. I think something's missing for me because when I'm on my PC, I want to build my stuff. So what do you think about the potential of the mobile version so you can like interact with the VVverse and check spaces on the globe?
I guess that's a good point because if you think about it, maybe one of the reasons that we don't check each other's faces is because it's just I don't know. You need to log in and then you know all the stuff. I assume if you have it in your phone, then you just click 2 times and then you are in already in. I assume that will be much better. So that's a potential for sure to have increase the activity. For
Yeah.
sure, the activity is gonna be increased when they're gonna release it. But yeah, that's a good point. I think there's potential to have for us to have a quicker way to
I think it's way
join.
easier to access, but I've talked to Josh about it, and also like Dan already mentioned in one of the interviews that it will be hard like to display like bigger showrooms. I
Yeah,
guess the ones you've built
yeah,
probably will not load on mobile.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, or the phone. I mean, during the VV, how was it called? The community contest in app,
Yeah, yeah.
the feed contest. I mean, as soon as I wanted to go into a showroom on my phone that had more than like 12 collectibles, my phone died right away. And I can't imagine how it is when you want to visit like the big spaces.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, if you think about it, like if you can join most of the spaces, then what's the point? But now that I think about it, a good idea would be I know Vivi doesn't necessarily wants to do games and stuff, but think about it like if they build a game that you can that it's access so obviously they can figure it out the way to be accessible on both on the phone
Mhm.
and then make it like a weekly game and then of course everyone is gonna like the activity on the both on the app and
Yeah.
on the computer is gonna increase like crazy. So maybe that's one good idea. Maybe they could work on it, a game or something like that, or a space that everyone can join both on your phone and your computer. We'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know. There's potential for sure. We definitely need a good mobile app.
Do you know if there's already like a beta test group for the
Yeah,
mobile version?
yeah,
Are you in it?
maybe.
Okay, okay, got it. Okay. So you can't talk about it,
We're
right?
still waiting. We're still waiting. We're still waiting. There's nothing
Yeah,
official yet.
okay. Okay, okay.
But it
Got it.
will be a beta.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you now have a lot of experience, even though you've said there's still room to level up your skill set. But if you can go back to like yourself before you started your first space, what would be like the main tips and tricks you would tell yourself to improve building quicker?
Quicker. Even if I could go back, I couldn't build quicker because we didn't have certain functions back then. We didn't have the shift. When you press shift and you can click on more shapes and you can select them and move them around. that function. That's so. I feel like a lot of people don't use that enough. That's so game
I
changer.
don't use it.
Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me.
okay.
It's so important. You get used to it because, like, especially if you want to duplicate stuff, move it around, like have angles. It's a bit elaborate. I don't want to get too much on it, but yeah, that option we didn't have back then. If it was a few things, I don't know. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I built my biggest space, which is Asgard, was not, when you respawn, then you need to build a space on where you respawn. You know what I mean? So I had my Asgard, I built my Asgard on top of me where I respawn.
Yeah.
Which kind of work. I did it intentionally, but it kind of worked because if you saw the movie, obviously Asgard, it's in the sky, it's on top of you, so you kind of need to fly there.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of worked out, but obviously that was an intentional mistake. So that's very important. As I said earlier, you need to be careful to use all the time the humanoids. Those are very important. Whatever you build, chairs, whatever you build, you need to use the humanoids as a reference. Maybe I assume some people use their own character as a reference, but humanoids are way better. You just use those.
Yeah.
So humanoids, and then learn the textures, learn how to make unique textures. First, work on that. So that would be one of my advice that I would give myself when I first started.
I had like I'm currently building like my biggest space. It's a villa as well, and I have the same problem. You start within the building, within a wall. I mean, and nowadays it has like 2,500 shapes or so. So I can't click all of them and move it. So yeah, I'm still waiting to the point where you like can where spawn points are a thing or so.
You know what I do? So when I first started a space, I always where I respawn, I just put a cube there where I respawn and I leave it there, and that's it. That's so
Now
easy.
I
You
do
don't need
that
to
as
think about it.
well, and then
Yeah.
a humanoid.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah,
matter. Just put something there so you have a reference. Also, the where you're facing. So if you want to respawn when you enter a space, if you want to face your villa, obviously you need to take that in
yeah,
consideration also.
yeah. For me, one of the biggest things for me when I like understand the coordinates. So X, Y, Z, and all that stuff. That was huge for me because in my first space, I started right with the empty one. I didn't practice in one of the pre-builds. I started with the empty one and then turned around here and there, rotated stuff, and then it was a big mess nowadays. But yeah, that was huge for me.
Do you have the master creator function? Do you have the advanced stuff?
I would love to.
Well, you should come and play our master games every month because you have a chance to win that.
I didn't know that the last master games were like
Was last night. This was the third one we did. So this is the only place people can get it. By the way, very important. So on 20, it's on Discord anyway. I'll post it more often, the exact date. But
which
basically,
time?
what time was it? It was 10 o'clock my time last night.
Okay, so yeah, that's 11 o'clock for me, but I will definitely try to
So
be there. Can you send me next time? Send me a DM with the date. That would be great.
yeah, so it's me and Swampy number 5.
Mm-hmm.
So we play 2 games. We play my game, the game I have,
Yeah.
and the
These
winner.
sliding doors and stuff with the
The one I just told you, yeah.
Yeah.
The sigil trials. The winner of that game gets a collectible, and then that takes only 10 minutes anyway. So then we go to Swampy's game, which is one of the most amazing ideas because it's called the Master Builder games.
Yeah, I've seen that where the people build the
Yeah, yeah.
castles.
Yeah, so basically you get obviously if you get rewarded, especially you, because that would be ideal for you. So I highly recommend specifically for you to go because you're a good builder and you don't have the premium version. You just literally, if you are good at it, you just get rewarded a premium. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So, and it takes like half an hour, 1 hour. You know, I mean, I still build there like for fun, but because I'm a host, I don't. Get
You
the
can't win
prize. I already
anything.
have it anyway. I already
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the premium. So yeah, next time I recommend it. Just takes like half an hour, 50 minutes or something like that. And we came on an idea. Me and Swampy talk every month, and it was like, what should we do next week? So we have robots. Last time whoever builds the best robot, for example, win. last night we had a mini castle. That's the idea I came up with. We just need to do not like simple stuff, but not too simple. You know what I mean? So we'll see what we do next time. So you just build it, you know, you have like 10 shapes and you can't duplicate stuff because you just need to use the shapes you already have in function. You'll see it's pretty important. It's pretty unique game.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, as I said, I've seen like the mini castles on X today.
Yeah.
Shoot me a DM next time, and I will try to attend. I would
Yeah.
love to do that, and obviously I would love to have like the master master creator functions.
Yeah.
You also have like you also post a lot of like cool pictures of the VVVerse with, I don't know how it's called in English, with like it looks like a real photography where it's like a little blur on the side.
Depth of field.
Yeah.
I think that's another function. I just realized that the premium builders have, so I don't think you can use it. But if you want some cool pictures, I got you. You know, I mean, I
Yeah.
can do that. That looks so amazing. That gives you the. And there's a specific because you have some settings. It's a bit complicated to have the perfect. You can actually have it, make it blur background and blur. Like if you want to take a picture of a collectible, you can make the collectible blurred in the background. It looks pretty cool. You can do a lot of stuff. I started to get good at it, like, and I'm doing videos with it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like the quality of the collectibles. I mean, I've always asked myself, how do you guys get such high resolution pictures and videos? Because even if I'm in my VVVerse, the quality is good, but it's not that good as some of the pictures I see on X.
I had the same problem when I had my old laptop. It just didn't look as good, you know what I mean? So I assume it doesn't look good in your screen, but maybe like if you take a picture in quality mode, because you have performance, normal, and then the best quality is
But
quality
I'm
mode.
in quality mode. I am
Yeah.
in quality. Yeah.
So I assume the reason you don't see it as good as in others because maybe your screen resolution is not good as enough. Maybe.
Yeah, okay,
it's definitely your laptop. It's definitely your laptop.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. Okay. Because every time I see those pictures, my mind is blown because I think when those collectibles look like this with VR or whatever, or an AR in the future, when phones and wearables are a thing, or the wearables are a thing, I think that will be a game changer, and people then will really appreciate those collectibles, in my opinion.
Yeah, we need to hopefully soon more people use the VR glasses, you know. I mean, even today I went to Apple store to try this for the second time, the Apple Vision Pro, and VeVeVerse was the first thing I was like, I wanted to ask that guy if they have the V, but obviously there's no VeVeVerse app in the, you know what I mean? So one thing I want to do, which I think is doable now, is you know those open helmets that they just released. I want because I have a friend with some VR glasses, the Oculus.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if everyone tried, but I think it would be an amazing idea to use that because you can actually do it, and then put the helmet, you know, the open helmet that you can see the interior, and then it look like you are in the helmet. You know what I mean? Because you have the glasses on. So I think that would be a good. I want to try that thing.
Yeah, I think
the future.
that will be awesome when all like this technology advancements come to play. I mean, have you seen the Disney released? I think it was a year, 1.5 years ago, released a floor where you can walk in 360 directions.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Just think about that floor, like a little more advanced than this version, and then with the cool headset on, so you can literally walk through one of your spaces you've built. I mean, that would be so sick.
Yeah, there's so much potential. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But we haven't talked about collectibles yet and your collecting journey. Have you been a collector, or was it more like, in my case, it was more like, okay, I think I can make a quick buck in the beginning, but now I'm here for the community. So what was it on your end?
It was the same, yeah. It was the same. No, I wasn't really collector at the beginning. Same thing as you. I thought I'm gonna make, you know, some profits, and then Now everything it's the
And now
opposite.
we are stuck right here, man.
Well, I wouldn't say stuck. I just love it. I just
Yeah,
buy
me
every
too,
day.
me too. Don't get me
I
wrong.
collect what I like. I don't care. I don't care that much. Obviously, I would like everyone would like to make some money at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? But I don't care about it. If it goes to zero, I don't care. I'm just collecting what I like. I'm like probably like 50% VV, 50% community recently. I was more VV at the beginning, but now I'm balanced both ways. So I love both the community and just being in the app. I'm doing the app 24/7. I mean, I just love everything about VV.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
couldn't love it anyway because I have one of
Yeah,
these.
yeah,
Imagine if I quit.
yeah, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that tattoo on a picture on X from your trip to Portugal. Tell me a little bit about that. Was it the first time you've interacted with the fam?
Yeah, it was in London 2022, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the first time. It was amazing. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if you heard stories about that, but it was a huge queue, and then we had the T-shirt. It was crazy, crazy times. It wasn't as big as the next events, but yeah, that was the first time I met. I think both David and Dan, few other community members. But it
So
was
back
amazing.
in 2022, what was the
Yeah, I
first
think
time?
22. Yeah,
And
because I got into VV at the end of 2021, November.
yeah,
And I think next year they did a Decon London, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, got it.
But no regrets, no regrets.
I mean, I haven't been able to attend one of the international events. I've only been to the German events, but even that's so amazing.
It's enough to attend one event and then you're gonna be like much bigger fan,
Yeah,
trust me.
yeah, probably. But I've thought about flying to Portugal to Lisbon, but I had like I mean I have a normal job. I'm not rich or something like that,
Yeah, me
and
neither.
I had to make a decision: buy a partner statue or go to the
Oh,
event.
really?
And yeah, I've bought the partner statue because I actually believe that this is one of the most important pieces on the app. And
Your first one? Oh, I need one. I need to save, but I'm not good at saving. I'm not
yeah,
good at
yeah.
saving.
And
I have like 102 gems. No, I just spend it all.
I had to sacrifice the Lisbon trip for that, but yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean,
You
that was,
missed out, man. It was so amazing.
yeah, I mean the beach party looked amazing. That
I
looked,
like the rooftop party more. The beach party wasn't too much, too
yeah,
many people. I'm a bit more, like the rooftop party was only VV people, but the
yeah,
beach
so
part
more
was
chilled, more
it
like
was
the real,
cold. You know what I mean? There's a lot of. It was still fine. I'm not complaining. As long as I'm with the VV people, you know what I mean. It's still
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, got it. But I think in the future there will be a lot of possibilities to get in touch with the fam. I hope so,
Yeah, I
at
think
least.
I think they concentrate more on the live events. So hopefully, I'm expecting to at least hopefully next year. I know that Germany is pretty much confirmed, if I'm not mistaken, and then hopefully they're gonna make it right to UK, which I think that David said that.
But is it confirmed? I mean, they said they are planning or thinking about it, right?
I'm
That's
not
my.
sure. That's what I heard. I don't know. It might be fake
I mean,
news.
I
I don't
would,
know.
I would, I would think that would be amazing.
I mean,
If
I
they,
think they were saying that from this year they're gonna do Germany, but
yeah,
the
yeah,
rumors.
yeah, yeah, and all the
We'll see.
German BB collectors. I mean, we have like 5 or 6 level ones now in Germany.
It's so crazy. It's
Yeah,
like I thought UK is big, but when I saw you guys when you guys meet like you're at least 10 of you, but in UK we barely manage sometimes to have 4 or 5 of us. So
yeah,
you're definitely up there. You're probably number two after US, like
yeah.
the
I,
community
I
wise.
would
It's very
think so
impressive.
too. I mean, at least the German fam is really passionate about it.
It's
So
crazy, man.
we all would love to see an event in Germany and hopefully next year.
I
But
think they will try and do it for sure.
yeah, let's hope so. Before we finish, any last words from yourself, and also where can people find you and contact you if they are interested in working with you?
Yeah, they can contact me both on Discord or Next. Everyone has my contact, so my DMs are open. Yeah, we can talk in DMs, but now I don't know if you're aware. So both of my clients, we are a bit on pause because you can't invite master creators anymore. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think there's a problem with Cavernos, so now the creator business. It's a bit on stop,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can invite master creators. You can only invite visitors and just normal creators. So we're waiting on that, but hopefully in the next few days they're gonna fix it.
But
But
is
yeah,
it
they can.
is it a situation that is occurred in the last couple of days, or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
5 days, 6 days, something like that. I'm not sure, but they're working on it. Hopefully they're gonna fix it soon. But yeah, well, we have a couple of clients waiting for that to start work with that. Yeah, and that's it. I appreciate it for having me, man. I was super grateful.
Yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed it as well. I mean, it was a nice conversation and great to pick on your brain in terms of like the VVVerse, the process of yourself building for your clients and all that. Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you. Stay tuned. We're gonna have like crazy builds in works for sure. I can't wait for you guys to see.
I mean, I guess they will be awesome. I mean, the first four we saw already were already awesome, and I'm
Yeah,
absolutely looking forward to like the future and where like the VVverse involves, because in my opinion, it's like the first baby steps at the moment, and
yeah,
yeah, really
for
excited
sure.
about the future.
Me too. Yeah,
MasterRoni, thank you so much. And for everybody out there,
thank you.
if you enjoyed that conversation, leave a like, leave a comment. What was your favorite part? And also follow this man on X,
Thank you.
because
Appreciate
when you want to see like I mean, you have round about 680 followers or
it.
so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that man needs more followers. So if you haven't already subscribed to him on X, do so, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Thank you. Peace. Bye.